privilege to introduce to you Sarah Haykel. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Hey, yep, Sarah Haykel.
And you live in Buffalo, New York, right?
Yep.
And she is the director of Salsa for the Soul, and she's also a certified professional transformational life coach. That's huge.
Woo!
And it was awesome reading about you and what you've done with your life. I particularly loved the YouTube videos that I saw and some of the work that you're doing with the people of Buffalo. And when I was putting it all together and who you are as a person, it seems more than anything else is that you truly walk your talk. And what I want to talk to you about, something that I'm personally interested in, is several things, but the two primary things are, number one, body-centered awareness, and what is a transformational life coach. So first of all, let's talk about the transformational life coach thing. For the audience, what is that?
I like to refer to us as modern day shamans. Mm-hmm. And, as opposed to using the plants and the herbs to support people in going into themselves and exploring whatever is there that they need to learn and grow from and heal and clear so they can fully step into who they be in this world and move forward in a way that serves all. I utilize movement, mindfulness, meditation, all of the life coaching skills that I've learned. I had the privilege and just guided by source, totally synchronistic guidance to this program called CFT, which is Coaching for Transformation, from a group called Leadership That Works. They're out of, I believe, Troy, Pennsylvania, and they have coaches all over the world now. And the program really is like teaching people to be modern day shamans and to support others to go into themselves, to confront the dark stuff, to heal the past so that we can really move forward and step into the future. So I see myself as holding a guidepost, or being the torchbearer, the light bringer, the supporter, to support people to get on their path and move forward and then make great change in the world for the greater good of all.
Now, this is awesome. The thing is that when somebody comes to you and says, wow, I really want to follow this and be self-empowered and whatnot, can you talk about bridging the gap between disempowerment and empowerment? Can you explain the process of what you do?
Well, there are many ways to go about working with people. And for instance, someone will come to a salsa dance class, mm-hmm. and it's like I just interviewed Quenda Lima a few weeks ago, and he was talking about how he realized people are coming to dance for something much deeper and greater than just learning this dance. And it's so true for me in my life. Dance has been such a healing tool. So someone might come to me for a salsa dance class, and all of a sudden, all of this personal stuff is coming up, self-esteem stuff. So if I'm working with someone in that avenue, what I'm really focusing on now more than ever is trying to be less of a teacher and more of a tool for empowerment, more of a tool for inquiry and asking curious questions, and also being that fierce leader at times, when I need to just step in and like wake up the group and say, come on, step in fully. Mm-hmm. If someone's coming to see me for an individual one-on-one life coaching session, we'll meet over the phone typically. And I focus a lot on body-centered awareness. I have a gift and a tool where I can sense what other people are experiencing in their bodies. So I may say, right now I'm feeling this tension in my heart, or right now I feel this tightening in my throat. How does that land for you? And all of a sudden it brings them into their body so that they can get in touch with whatever signals their true self is trying to present, so that they can recognize something, notice something, move forward, even receive a message.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
About this is fascinating about the body-centered awareness. So you're saying that when you're one-on-one or with a group class, you can actually feel through your own body a tension from somebody else?
Yeah.
Is it a group or a private lesson that you're feeling this?
I mean, honestly, it could be a group of people, it could be an individual, it could be a couple. What I've heard it referred to as being empathic. So you pick up on the energy that's around you. And I've basically, through the work of a great life coach, Julie Kramer at the Balance Point in Rochester, New York, she's supported me so much in learning how to let go of trying to solve everyone's problems or make everyone else feel comfortable, because I'm literally feeling uncomfortable in my own body, but it's not necessarily mine. I'm just sensing someone else's discomfort or dis-ease.
Wow.
And so for me, even if I'm in a group of people, sensing something, they call it in the field, you sense something happening somewhere in the room or in the space. It could be fear, it could be excitement, tension. It could even be like someone's desire for like, I really want a sundae, I want an ice cream sundae. And all of a sudden I find myself saying, God, I really want an ice cream sundae. And I'm like, where is that coming from?
Wow.
So it's like learning how to know what's mine and what's everyone else's and just let it all go.
Did you experience, like, for example, before you realized you had this gift, how did you know that this wasn't your craving for ice cream per se, and it was really somebody else's? And how did you understand that this was a gift that you have of picking up others' vibrations?
That's interesting. That's an interesting question. I actually just had this realization about the whole ice cream thing the other day, because all of a sudden I started craving a sundae and it just didn't totally make sense.
Right.
And I just got curious, and I think curiosity is the biggest key. And that's something that they taught me in the life coaching course. And it's something that I continually learn. When I can be curious about what's happening and less attached or judgmental about myself or others or life, it opens the door to possibility. And I can kind of, like Eckhart Tolle, I've healed so much and grown so much through his communication of these skills. And he talks about just becoming the witness, not being the emotion, not being the craving, but just like, wow, like, it might even be about a man. God, I am really feeling like I want to get with that man right now. Like, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, do I want to get with that man, or does he want to get with me? And I'm just sensing his energy towards me.
Right.
So it's just getting curious. Or is it really, truly, oh my God, I feel such an opening here and I just want to share something with this person, It's just curiosity.
And so how do you distinguish between whether it's yours or someone else's vibration?
I think what I start to feel maybe when I refer to it as being triggered, in the healing world, therapeutic world, they may talk about being triggered, or pulled off center. I know and again, this is all happening in the moment. Like even as we talk, this is all stuff that I'm currently really exploring and learning from. But when I feel a tug, or all of a sudden I feel like, oh my God, I have to call that person right now, to me, that is a big sign, like something's happening here. And where is your energy going? Who's got your energy? Or a great question that I ask myself is, whose energy is this? Because it may not be mine. It may be someone else's. So that's a good way for me to distinguish. Another way is, again, that feeling of expansion, which Julie Kramer helped me discover. My dearest friend, Michelle Cleaves, who is a just goddess healing mother of all, the CFT program, they all kind of bring this light to, does it feel like an opening? Does it feel restrictive? Does it feel like it's pulling me from this place? You know, it's not like a calling, it's more like a pulling, you know, like a tug. And then it's like, hang on, what's going on here?
When you're on the phone with somebody, do you feel that same vibration?
I definitely feel, depending on whether, even if it's a friend or it's a client or even somebody like you, that we're just talking, having a conversation, I might just start feeling sensations. You know, like right now, talking about this triggered, I'm definitely feeling something over my heart space, you know, and it's like, oh, okay. Like, and even as I mention it, it starts to kind of unfold and open up, melt away. So, a lot of times when I'm working with a client and I sense something, if it's strong, I'll just offer it. Like, you know, right now I'm feeling nauseous. Like, what does that mean to you? You know, and they might say, gosh, well, you know what? I'm feeling this excitement, or I'm feeling this nervous energy in my stomach, you know, and it's just helping bring light. I think that's how I think of myself, helping to bring light to the unconscious, the dark places, so that they can evolve and we can all move beyond what's been holding us back.
Right. When you feel this tugging or this irritation, and then you bring it to your client, you say, wait a minute, I'm feeling this. Now, okay, you have that feeling with each other. How do you resolve or resolve that problem with that client? Is it a process, or is it several days, or do you just blurt out, look, this is what's going on, we need to focus on this problem now? Or how is the process? I'm fascinated.
That is a great question, because really, I think of it more as an exploration. It's an exploration. Again, in the CFT course, they talked about your coach's stand, creating your coach's stand. So there's a physical part, there's a commitment part, which is like my intention, my focus, and then there's a metaphor. And I think of it, a lot of times, the metaphor that will come to mind before I'm working with a client. And honestly, I really want to live in my coach's stand. So this is a great reminder, like, well, right now it's like we're treasure hunting. You know, we're on the beach and we've got our metal detector and we have our tools and we are uncovering the gold in the sand, you know, of life. Like we're reaping the benefits. There are jewels and gems in what might seem just like this big, massive expanse of stuff, you know, sand, which may not seem that exciting or cool. It's just what's in there is possibility. And so I think of it more as an exploration. And what CFT helps support me in is I can be fierce. I can call out the bullshit, you know, I can hold that stand for myself and others. And I can also really create a container, hold space for their own transformation in the moment. Instead of telling them what I think they should do, or this is what we need to do right now, I might say, I am just really feeling a strong pull towards this. How does that land with you? And it's always like putting the power in their hands to choose.
Without mentioning any names or even circumstances, can you give us an example of the before and after?
You know, it might be something like, you know what, I'm just really sensing this tension in my chest. How does that land for you? What does that mean right now? And they might instantly go straight to emotion. All of a sudden, what's really there is like grieving. I just was working with a client, and she is just growing exponentially. And I just said, I am celebrating you, you know, I am just celebrating you right now. This is amazing what you are going through, what's happening in your life. And she just broke down, just had this way, you know, just a moment and of just feeling, you know, and opening and releasing. And it's like those moments, it's like when you hit it, you just hit it right on the dot. They're so precious. And that's what I live for, is that high resonance, you know, frequency. Like, let's all just be who we are and be real with ourselves and each other, and stop the fucking bullshit and just get real already, you know, so we can open our hearts to love and be love.
How do you find your clients?
You know, this is a continual journey for me as I am embarking into this new part of my business. I have a website, sarahhaykel.com, and people can check out my coaching packages on the site. You can also sign up for a complimentary free-to-be sample session. This is a session where I'll just get a little more clarity on what you're looking for in your life, where you're at, and where you really want to go. So we're kind of looking at from here to there and how to bridge the gap. I also work in the Western New York region and beyond. I'm starting to branch out because I have a worldwide vision. I have my first international client, which is so exciting.
Wow.
She's in India, and I have my my bio on the Coaching for Transformation website. I host events. I speak at events. I lead workshops. Do some volunteering. I do, you know, some pro bono work. I also am just out in the community, and I tell you, it's just wherever I travel to, wherever I go, I'm just being who I am and sharing my gifts, and people are starting to find me. You know, there's the ideal clients are coming through to me, and I'm so grateful.
What is your ideal client?
I mean, I think it varies for every offering that I have. However, it's someone that really, they want to go for it. They want to live their best life. They want to be who they be. They want to share their unique gifts, and they just need a little support. They just need some support to get there so that they can start to support others, you know?
Right. And so when you started, you realized, when did you know, wow, I want to help the world? Were you like stuck in a dead-end job doing something? Or what was the whole beginning of this huge thrust forward into your career right now?
You know, it really started in my teenage years. I'm 35, going on 36 now. And when I was 14, even preteen, just went through a pretty rebellious, you know, difficult time, which I think was really the beginning of this kind of shamanistic journey that I feel like I'm on. It was like, no more of this bullshit, you know, we are going to move beyond. And what happened 4 years later was I found dance. And I think coming through those years, I just had such a pull, I guess, and maybe an inspiration. Hang on, I just want to kind of check in because I feel like I'm getting a little off track. I've always wanted to work with people. I've always wanted to support others who were scared, angry, lonely, tired, you know, just fed up with life. I've seen the growth in myself, and I've seen how much I've healed. I mean, coming from like feeling suicidal, coming from loathing myself, like literally the things that I've said to myself, and literally hitting myself, you know, like how could I do this, you know, and just wanting to bang my head up against the wall, like coming from all that self-hatred and other people's stuff for decades, years, ancestrally, just releasing all of that for the love, for the good, and just receiving all the greater good that, you know, it's like my ancestors have brought me to this point. I want to support others to like move through their stuff and get to their center and just share the greatest gifts that they are here to share their unique selves, because we need it more than anything.
Right.
And we are all a part of this whole thing. We all belong, and it is essential that we wake up and realize our greatest gifts are life, bringing life's greater goodness forward in this life.
Have you ever been on a coaching call, and I know this is sometimes common because it's happened to me, where you're on the phone and suddenly you ask a question or you confront something head on, and then there's silence. How do you break that silence or get them to actually open up? Because that's the time when they start to close. That's the decision point. Closing or opening. What do you do to get to the open?
You know, I was just thinking about this, I think yesterday. I work a part-time job at a restaurant, you know, for supplemental income. And I was just setting some tables, and the thought came through how important it is for us as human beings to learn how to hold space for ourselves and each other. Again, that's something I learned so much in the CFT program, was even how to hold so much space that the other person is like, you're riding the edge of comfort even, because you are, just like you said in our interview, standing under the light, allowing and receiving. And so it's like holding space is being so in the center and just allowing whatever is to come forth. And I believe when I can really be spacious and in my center, holding that space for myself and others, it creates possibility and opening occurs. And it requires patience. It requires trust, self-management. It just requires love, a deepening of love, to just say, whoa, something just opened up here. Something just cleared. And what's the next step? And I just listen in this place. And if I hear space, give it space. I just do my best to trust that.
Right. So it's a matter of you opening up yourself in order for them to come in and fill. Yeah, I get it. Because it's hard to get people to open up over the phone, this, that, and the other, because they have this line to, you know, this separation or whatever. And I think that is a gift, a real gift, to change yourself in order for them to allow. And it's like a meeting of vibrations. You have to open, then they will open. If you close, then they will close, obviously. And what's awesome is that you can do this. You can do this naturally. This is awesome, because that was one of the biggest problems I've had is getting people to actually open up. And I realized, wow, am I opening? You know. So you just beautifully explained that. My next question: what's the hardest part about what you do?
Trusting that it's all gonna make sense. Knowing that right time, just trusting in divine right time, divine right clients, spaces, locations, endeavors, and not rushing ahead of myself and wanting more than what I have. Being in this space right here and right now and enjoying it for everything that it's worth and it's meant, you know, its meaning.
How about some of the biggest obstacles or obstacle that you had to overcome in order to make that you knew made you stronger because that happened?
I mean, dealing with my self-worth and my scarcity issues around money and abundance and believing in myself. Those were huge last year. I mean, literally, I was in this coaching program and there were times where I was like, this doesn't work. This is full of shit. I can't do this. Just literally. And I would just reach out and get support and I just kept moving. I just kept moving through it. I don't even know how or what, but I just took it on and I'm so grateful I'm sitting here right now.
Yeah. Well, me too.
Because it's just one step after the other, un paso a paso, it really is. Yeah.
It's scary. It's almost like taking a leap of faith, right? And that was an obstacle for you.
Oh my God. I mean, it is. It's like, I've done it before and I've done it again and again. And it's like when I read my horoscope for this year in January, it was like, you know what, to reap the full benefits and receive all the gifts that are here for you in this lifetime, you have to jump in with both feet.
Right.
And it is going to feel scary. It's going to feel like you are diving, you're going to be diving to the depths again and again. And you are guaranteed to have the most fun you've had in a long time.
It sounds like somebody also told you that as well. Who are some of your biggest inspirations?
Oh my God. You. Gabriel Bernstein in New York, Marie Forleo, Danielle Laporte, Christine Arillo, all these women that are really out in the transformational coaching world doing their thing. Oprah Winfrey, my mom, my twin sister, Laura, Aisha, Gwenda Lima, my dear friend, Stephen Febo, like everyone, my brothers, my sister, my family, the ancestors, I mean, the women in the Congo, the women around the world that are going through really fucking just unbelievable circumstances, and they just go. They just thrive, and they move through it, and they find a way, and they heal their scars, and they just create a life worth living for themselves and their families. I mean, that to me, that's beyond comparison. It's just beyond.
Wow.
Yeah.
When I was surfing through YouTube at some of your stuff, I noticed that you sing and you have a very beautiful voice. And I'm just wondering, when I was listening to you sing, I was kind of like in a meditative trance state because I was getting ready for the interview, and I thought I wanted to feel who you were first. And if I can let you know right now in front of the world and everybody, number one, you have an incredible voice.
Oh.
Number two, you need to do something with it. I felt a hesitation in the thrust forward. You know what I mean? And people, when they go and listen to your YouTube singing, they're going to hear the same thing. They're going to all tell you, bust out, let it out like an explosion, because I have a feeling there is a Whitney Houston in there, girlfriend. And you know how she just busted. She did not get you. She could sing to you could hear it 20 miles away. And I know you're in your room, quiet, and you probably have neighbors and thin walls. If you could do it in a meadow or somewhere, sing like nobody's listening, I guess, I don't know. But I think you have an incredible future if you want to go that route. I think that's awesome.
I do. Thank you so much for saying this, because I totally honor Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Beyonce, Aretha Franklin, all the great divine goddesses that have graced us with their voices, and men too. I love to sing, and I am right now compiling a list of songs that have totally been channeled by Source.
Wow.
I literally hear full-on songs in my dreams, and I wake up and I just record them.
Wow.
Or I'll just start freestyling, Ooh, this is so great to be with you. Ooh, and I feel my life open up. Ooh, this is so great to be with you. I love you so much. Edie the Salsa FREAK, she showed me who to be. I've learned so much from watching you. I'm so inspired with what you do, and you're so organized. I learned so much from you, and it's all within us. We share what we want to do. So just these things come through.
That is so cool.
That I just trust. I'm just learning how to trust.
Wow.
And so, yeah, stay tuned for the album, folks.
Absolutely.
It's coming out.
Now that takes talent. That's a gift to just a cappella like that and make it rhyme. Oh my gosh. There's truly a gift. And I can tell through the joy and your vibration that you're truly on your path to exactly what you want to do. And it's rare these days to find people like that. You see a lot of life coaches, a lot of instructors, whatever, just doing it for the money or just doing it for, but when you say, okay, I really want to truly help, the money's going to follow you wherever you go. I believe that for sure.
Yeah.
What are your goals and plans for the future now?
Love. I'm a loving relationship. I am so ready for
Right.
my divine king man.
King man. That's funny.
And kids. I'm writing a book,
Wow.
My journey in love, to just share my journey in this life and how to be love, how I'm learning to just show up and be the love that I am here to be. Just evolve. Like my twin sister and I are starting to create programs together and do work together, and we are just like total twin souls, so just moving forward in our endeavors. She is an amazing singer, songwriter, creatrix, fellow beingness of love, light, spirit. So evolving and seeing what's up for us, traveling, just continuing to evolve and step into my fullness and share my greatest gifts with the world in service to all.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So she does the same thing that you do, or?
She does. She's more on the business-minded end. However, she is totally spiritual. She does some life coaching as well, focusing more on femme and mamapreneurs. She is a writer. She is a beautiful being of love and light. We do workshops together. We do them on our own. She's, going to be focusing on some interviewing as well. And she's featured in a telesummit coming up in a week or two. She's totally doing her thing. She's a single mama, moving forward, growing in her life. And yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have one last question for you. This is usually my favorite. If you had a chance to take yourself out of your body and sit down with Miss Sarah Haykel and have a beautiful conversation with her, okay, what type of advice would you give Sarah Haykel?
Wow. Share your life. Share your greatest gifts with the world. We all need us so strongly, so goodly. Be present. It's all coming to you. Just hold on tight, because it's going to be quite a wild ride. And enjoy.
That's
enjoy
awesome.
every step of the way.
That's awesome. Can we end with how can people get a hold of you and your websites and it's all that?
Yes. Well, you can find me at sarahhaykel.com. I do want to talk about two things. I have the Conversations with Sarah interview series, which will be featuring Edie the Salsa FREAK next month. I'm so excited.
Me too.
And you can access the first interview with Kwenda Lima on my website on the blog page. Just look up Conversations for Sarah, #1, Quenda Lima. And you can sign up for the email list. So if you sign up, the interviews will be delivered hot off the presses straight into your inbox about once or twice a month. I also have a special offering. I like to refer to myself sometimes as the salsa coach. So I've got a free offering when you sign up for my salsa email list, a monthly call. You can call in. It's on a Sunday, the third Sunday of every month this year, and ask me any questions you want about life on and off the dance floor. Whatever dancing is bringing up for you. It could be technical questions, it could be personal questions, it could be self-esteem stuff, judgment stuff, comparison stuff, whatever's coming up for you. I have surely experienced a lot of it, and I'd love to support you in moving through your journey on and off the dance floor so you can be your best wherever you are in life.
So that is all. The schedule is on your website, right? SarahHaykel.com.
Yeah, the schedule. Once you sign up for the salsa email list, you'll receive an email with all the schedules, the call-in number, and all of that.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds awesome.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm really looking forward to spending more time on your site, reading your blog. I love to read your blog. It's awesome. Yay. And I love to hear you sing. So
thank you so
I'm really looking forward to a continued relationship with you, and it's going to be awesome. Good things are ahead, always.
Woo! Thank you so much. Una diosa. Goddess. Edie the Salsa FREAK.
It was a pleasure, Sarah. Take care.
Thank you. You too.